Welcome back to the Hustle Unfiltered podcast hosted by Kayla Serta and Jackson Mansudi,
where we dive into raw, unfiltered conversations about training, health, and fitness while navigating the challenges of life and business in our 20s.
Doing.
Doing.
What's happening?
I always feel so G'd up after I jump off a call with Didge. I'm ready to take over the world right now.
What do you plan on taking over?
I don't know, but I'm just okay, we've got the plan. Now I just want to go do the thing.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's like when you get your checking back from Jason or your coach and you're just now let's go do it. I get so G'd.
When all those things that you need to go and do is exactly what you've been doing up until this point anyway.
Yeah, but it's just that reinforcement of keep going. I'm okay, sir. Okay, ma'am.
Well, speaking of, what is doing for diet and training this week?
It's literally a week of the same thing. My steps got increased from 10K to 11K, but out of my own surprise, we had another week of 5 low days and 2 high days with food, so I'm very happy.
And what special announcement did you just get 5 minutes prior to this?
Oh my god, my bikini comes tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
Are you revealing the colour?
Nah, I'll make it a surprise on the first show.
Okay.
Only a couple people know the colour. You obviously know the colour. Beck, Mum, and one of the girls at the gym I train at, she was asking me about it, and she's like, what colour are you wearing? I was like, I'm wearing this colour.
I thought you were about to say
no, I'm not going to say it. And I was like, don't tell anyone. Not that she's going to fucking tell anyone, and it's not this massive
she's gonna
secret.
put on the stories.
But yeah, I was like, it's a secret. But yeah, bikini comes tomorrow, so we're going to start doing some practice rounds wearing that, which is exciting.
And you had a posing lesson today?
I had a posing lesson today, and Beck was very happy with my posing. She said, posing wise, you're ready. We've just got to bring the sass and the attitude with it, which I know will 110% come on the day. It's just getting into that now, which I feel practicing in the bikini, and if I put my hair extensions in and
yeah, it replicates.
Put the jewelry on, I reckon I can do it.
Yeah, just pretend I pissed you off or something.
No, that's not the energy I want to bring. I've been thinking on the day, how am I going to want to get into it? What am I going to have to do to kind of prep myself going into it? And honestly, the lead into the actual show, I know I'm not going to want all the crazy hype up shit. I'm going to be the one with the headphones in and no one talk to me, because that's how I get in the zone.
What a shocker that is.
That's how I get into the zone. I don't need all the crazy hype in your face stuff. I just want chill, headphones on, I've got my music ready to go. But I know when I'm on stage, it's going to be I'm having the best day of my fucking life.
Yeah.
That's the sort of energy.
Yeah, it's different once you're up there.
Yeah, I know I'm going to have so much fun. So that's exciting. And we also had the photo shoot on Sunday as well, which is a slay.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. That was awesome.
He did so well being boyfriends of Instagram.
Yeah, I get A+ for that.
A+, got so much behind the scenes content. He was able to oil me up, which was great.
I mean, I wasn't upset about that.
Yeah. Got us coffees. I had absolutely zero energy that day, but it was fun. I was so sore after the shoot as well.
Yeah, I remember coming back from getting the coffees and I was just like, are you good? And you're like, yeah, I'm just hungry.
Yeah. It's weird.
The first half an hour to 45 minutes, you were pretty G'd up.
I think when it was because I was holding myself in certain positions, I didn't remember that being hard in the last 2 shoots. And I think it's just it's different obviously, because for the other shoots, that was the end goal. So I think there was a little bit more when this is done, I get to have my meal, I get to celebrate this. Whereas there wasn't necessarily that adrenaline carrying me through. It was just I'm struggling to hold myself up right now, and I'm not even close to the finish line at all. And I'm going home to eat eggs on toast. But it was good fun. It was really cool and very, very rewarding to see.
Yeah, definitely. As someone who was
photos.
The spectator, it was really cool to see as well. Obviously I see your physique all the time, but it's been awesome to see how much it's changed.
Yeah, and I feel even from your feedback, it's already changed even more in the last
100%.
2 days.
Yeah, it's crazy. Just the frequent changes that you see, how easily that happens just from a few days of either better sleep or just more food or less food or
Which
more
is
steps.
interesting. Like I want to kind of touch on is we obviously don't preach like fast results in general, and like we always say, like everyone's journey is so it's a slower process to like see changes. And I was actually having this conversation with the gym dad at the gym, where it's like, because you're just so lean and there's just not a lot of you, like the smallest of things can literally change how you look at this point
Yeah.
of a prep, but
you-
like
yeah,
would not
like-
expect this to happen if I was dieting for like a holiday.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're not 12 weeks into a diet. You're like 20 something weeks into a diet.
Yeah.
Like you still got to do the 20 something weeks of dieting to get to that point. And it's like it's not easy to get to that point. Like I think you should even highlight the amount of food noise there has been recently. Like,
Yeah,
it's not-
there's been a lot of
It's
food
not
noise,
all
like.
sunshine and rainbows.
No, I've been more food focused, and it's not even on food that's like the highly palatable foods. It's not like, oh, I want to have
Yeah.
a burger right now. I want to have pizza. I'm like, I just want to have another meal that I'm already eating. Like I just would love to have rice, mince and beans for every meal, not
Yeah,
just for
yeah.
2 meals a week.
Yeah.
It's more that. And also smelling Jackson's barbecue sauce. I'm like, this smells really good.
It's actually mustard.
No, it's the mustard and the barbecue sauce.
yeah,
It's like the
yeah.
mixture.
Yeah.
I'm like, this smells hectic. And like on a normal day, I
And
would
I'm
not
sitting
have
there
thought.
eating almost a kilo of potatoes.
Yeah, I'm like, I would love a kilo of potatoes right now, but it's fine. We persevere, and I feel great today
3.2 weeks only
till the first
till
one,
show one.
which is scary but exciting.
Well, no, you're doing a great job. It's great to see.
Thanks, sweetie.
Welcome.
Now your update on
My
the other
update.
end of
Well,
the
let's
spectrum.
put it this way. I'm breathing heavy. I'm snoring.
Yeah,
I feel like a bloated potato, like a beached whale. But all jokes aside, we're going good. We're 90.7 kilos at the moment.
you're almost double my weight.
Yeah, but no, it's like the food hasn't changed. Like it's been 3.8 kcals or 3,800 calories since like the beginning of the growth phase, and you know that really hasn't changed. And because there's just enough food there to support everything. The only thing that I am finding now is just like, yeah, I am heavy and it's just a little bit more uncomfortable. But it's the same thing. It's like you can't win because you're either dieting and you're starving, or you're on the thick side and you feel like overweight. But again, the same. We persevere. We do what we got to do. And I've literally only got 3 weeks of the growth phase left.
Yeah,
Because
true.
when you
'cause then
do
you're
your
gonna
first
be cut.
show, it's like I finished the growth phase, which I'm glad about. Like when we first started and we're only doing 12 weeks, I was like, oh, like I feel like I could do more, but it's just like now that I'm here, I'm just like I don't think I could do more. Or like
Yeah.
I could, I just wouldn't want it. And the trade-off of that in terms of how I feel, how even mentally, like I just feel lethargic a lot. And the health aspect of that too, I just wouldn't want to do.
Yeah, he's been snoring in his sleep, and I've not been able to sleep.
Yeah, I've been on
already.
been on the nose strips, biohacking.
Yeah, it's funny because the last 2 weeks for me, like the sleep is starting to get affected. Like I'm waking up more throughout the night, and like introduce sleep supplement to help with that. And now when I wake up in the middle of the night, and if I hear you're snoring, I'm like, well, I guess we're waking up at 4 a.m. today.
Yeah, I've been using the Breathe Easy nose strips, which have helped.
Yeah.
They just need to stay on. So Breathe Easy, if you're listening, just make
Sponsor the podcast.
Make them a bit more stickier, please. But they're great. Like I've tried a few different ones, and those ones are definitely the best. But yeah, it's like just the heavy breathing, the getting out of breath, talking fast, or trying to just like walk upstairs. It's uncomfortable, but it's just the trade-off that comes with it. Strong as fuck though. Yeah, very strong. Like what I do 120 on the hack squat yesterday, which was good. But other than that, things are moving well. So we've got 3 weeks left for you, 3 weeks left for me, and then we'll do a mini cut.
And then we'll be dieting together then.
4. Oh
'Cause
yeah, because
I've
I'll
still
do
got more
the mini cut.
shows,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I was like, what are you're doing prep? What are you dieting for?
I'm got more shows after the first one, bro.
I forget that. But yeah, at least I'll be in a very cruisy diet, so it won't be too stressful for the both of us.
Yeah.
Still have plenty of energy to be boyfriends of Instagram.
God for that. You've got a job to uphold. I did it for you last year. I'm expecting the same.
I will, don't worry. But I wanted to get into like some training stuff today. I think, I don't know, I've just been thinking a lot about training, talking to clients about it. And I just think it's probably like one of the things where people think they know the most about. Like I think with nutrition, people are kind of willing to put their hand up and say there's a lot that they don't know, where I think training is just like the barrier to entry is so low. It's like if you do a class, it's like, yeah, I train. It's like, no, you don't.
You exercise.
Yeah, you go to the gym. You present yourself at the gym, that's it. But in terms of it, I think there's so many like ways to interpret what classifies training to be good, etc. And it's like some people know, like, you know, most people know that you got to have a program. But in terms of like for yourself, like what are the biggest shifts that you've had in regards to your training that you think has really like elevated your own progress?
Being like a learner in it and knowing that I actually don't know everything about training, and there's always going to be room to learn more, and not just like in terms of concepts, but like learning about how much more I can actually push in the gym as well. Like the training intensity especially is like, I thought like once I knew how to train hard, like that's kind of it. Like it's like, oh, I train hard and like I've mastered it sort of thing. But I think being able to stay within that sort of learning mindset, knowing like there's always room to improve, and not from a place of like you're a piece of shit and you don't know how to do things, but it's just like if you want to build more muscle, if you want to get stronger, you're going to have to raise that bar over time, and you're always going to have to learn more about whether you can push that or if you need to tweak that or refine that in order to keep improving. And being able to look at it that way has helped me progress more. Even like being in prep, like my understanding like before I ever have done a 20-week fat loss phase was like, you can stay strong in a deficit, and that's so fucking true. Like I did that last year. I was still RDLing 100 kilos before I finished up my photo shoot prep, but I always had this idea that like you need to always be lifting heavier. But I've come to learn and understand that yes, you can still be strong in a deficit, yes, you can still progress a lot more, but there's also context to it.
Yeah, well, you're strong for your body weight.
Yeah, it's like I'm 10 kilos lighter.
Like, yeah, weight moves weight.
Than peak build, so obviously I'm going to lose strength, but on paper I've lost strength, but physically and the way I show up in my training sessions, I still train just as hard. If not sometimes, probably even harder.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that you lost strength though, right? Because it's just like you're probably lifting comparatively the same amount compared to what you weighed and what you did when you were in your build. It's like if you were RDLing like 100 kilos in your build and you weighed what, 60? 62 kilos. It's like, what's that per body weight?
1.5.
Well, if you're doing
or 1.55 or something, I don't know.
Yeah, if you're doing 70, 75 kilos now and you weigh 50 almost.
It's like 1.5 still.
Yeah, so you're just as strong.
It's relative to the
exactly.
weight.
And I think that's where a lot of people kind of be like, oh, I'm getting weaker. It's like, are you though? Because like, this is how much you weigh relative to your body weight and how much you're lifting. One of the things for me though, I think that has been really important, and I love this because everyone tells me they do it, is like progressive overload. It's like, yeah, bro, I do progressive overload. It's like, brother, it's not a style of training. It's the only way to train. It's like, there's different styles of training, you know, high volume, low volume, but progressive overload is a fundamental principle of building muscle. And for me, like I always thought, like progressive overload just meant like adding more weight to the bar. It's like, all right, I'm going to start my program at a 50 kilo squat. Next week I'm going to go 55 and then 60 and 65 and 70, etc. But like the reality is it just doesn't work like that, because if it was, we'd all be able to deadlift 500 kilos. Because if you could add 5 kilos a week for the next 52 weeks, like you'd be the strongest man alive or woman. So I think that is a very misunderstood concept, because progressive overload is essentially a byproduct of more muscle being made. It's not in my opinion, it's what it is. Like, you can't force progressive overload. It's like, this week you did 50 kilo squat. If you did it properly and you executed it with the right intensity, the following weeks you will be able to do more because you have gotten stronger. From a neurological perspective, I think in those first few weeks, the first few weeks of your program, you're going to get stronger because you're learning the movement and you're going to get better at it. Where following on from that, it's like more tissue is going to be added, or you're going to get stronger overall. And that's when progressive overload will occur, because you're stronger and you have more muscle. Not forcing it. It's like, I'm just going to force 5 more kilos on the I think for me that was a big one, and then also just like knowing that it doesn't need to be weight; it can be more reps as well. I think that was a big one for you too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's just also from the style of training we've both come from. Like before going like into the bodybuilding specific,
Yeah, it was really powerlifting.
it was all
based.
powerlifting. And like I think where I like to kind of draw that line is like for something like a squat or a deadlift where it's a little bit more, I feel like it's a bit more calculated because you
Yeah.
don't want to be, we're not striving to push yourself to max failure with those lifts every single week. I like having the kind of structured jumps because it's like, okay, maybe you finish the last block on an 80 kilo squat, let's work towards getting to 85 and like
Yeah.
working your way back from that. But for something like a lateral raise or a hip thrust where, you know, you can push to failure there, it's like the calculated jumps aren't going to be like that. Or they're not going
Yeah.
to actually be a calculated jump.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that you mentioned that's pretty good as well. It's like progressive overload can happen over a block or multiple blocks. It's like if you finished, yeah, it's like you said, if you finished your median weight for like that block on your squat was like around 60 to 75 kilos. It's like if you're then doing that again in the next block, but you're doing it for more reps, it's like you got stronger over those two blocks. And I think that's where a lot of people get caught up. It's like they get really zoomed in. I mean, obviously that's just everything, whether it's nutritional progress, but they get really zoomed in with the strength levels or the amount they're lifting in that program, and they don't look at over the course of long term. And it's like also being stronger doesn't mean that you're going to automatically build more muscle. I know a lot of strong people who don't have a lot of muscle. It's like comes down to leverages, comes down to, you know, your weight. It comes down to so many different things, but it's like how you move that muscle as well, or how you move that weight will, you know, coincide with the muscle being built. Have you had an experience with that as well, where you've had to really take a step back from load, focus on execution?
Yeah, multiple times. And like,
Elaborate.
not just like, I wouldn't say not just in like a block as a whole, but there's multiple exercises where I've had to do that. And it could be like I'm slaying 90% of my program and Jason will be like, you need to pull the weight back and fix this technique. I'm like, okay, sir. Like, I think that's another thing of developing that sort of learning mindset, being open to changing things or refining things, because you're going to touch a new weight that maybe you've never tried before. Like maybe if we would do RDLs, for example, because I know it's very common with a lot of my clients. It's like we've worked up to a certain weight, you get to say 80 kilos and then your technique breaks down. And it's like maybe the jump was just too big. Maybe you need to spend a bit more time at 70 or 75 and make sure your technique is 110% locked in for all of those reps before you make that jump. And even for myself with the RDLs, for example, like end of last year, like 100 kilos moved so well, and then it got to a point where it was just fucking ugly and it was just taxing my lower back more, and I had to like drop the ego and be like, Kayla, you need to pull this back because you're just fucking your lower back every week. Like my erectors don't need to grow any more than they already are. So I had to be like, okay, well, I'm going to pull the weight back, but if I'm applying myself better with the reps, I'm moving better and I'm not using the muscles I don't necessarily want to be working for this exercise, I'm going to get stronger. Those muscles I actually want to build and strengthen are going to get stronger, and over time I'm going to get back to where I was before. And that matters more for my goal, because the goal isn't to, like, I want to be as strong as I fucking can, but I also don't want to be the strong bitch that has terrible technique. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be the strong bitch with great technique.
Yeah, 100%. I think the two things to note on that as well is like it's not progressive overload if you have to change your technique to make it happen as well. Like if you had to sacrifice your technique to a large degree, that is.
Yeah.
I think then it's not really progressing. And then the other thing that I always explain this to my clients like this is like you want to treat each rep as like a bullseye on like a target, right? It's like if you're playing darts or you're doing archery, which I don't know a lot of people that are doing archery, but like you want to be hitting that bullseye every single time, which means that every single time you do a rep, you want to be able to like not connect with the muscle, but hit that muscle the way it should be in that movement. You know, if you're doing a squat and you know your RDLs and you're using more of your erectors and you're not using your glutes and your hamstrings, then it's like, well, maybe we need to fix something up there. That rep isn't really doing what it's supposed to be doing. And I think that was a lot for me as well. One of the other things that I know you've also learned a lot with, but explain your journey with like utilizing warm-up sets, because I feel like that wasn't something we both did a lot of prior.
Yeah, I don't think I really looked at warm-up sets probably until I started with Cameron when I started doing
Yeah, I
like,
feel like when you go into powerlifting, you really start taking that a lot more seriously.
yeah, like I kind of dabbled in it. Like I knew it's like, okay, like warm up with the bar and like slowly add more weight, but it was just very willy-nilly. Like I never really had a process with it. Whereas now it looks very different just depending on the weight or the exercise that I'm doing. But I don't skip out on warm up sets because that can make or break how your working sets move, from like your strength, technique, even just like your ability to like lock in for those sets as well. Like I know that like when I have just walked into the gym many moons ago and put 60 kilos on an RDL, and I think I RDL'd 60 kilos for about 2 years. Could never go any heavier, and I don't think I actually worked my way up to 60 kilos. I'd just slap it on. But not only that, I knew I had so much, like looking back now, I had so much work I needed to do on my technique, but I never had the opportunity to do it because I'd always just slap on a heavy weight and then just things go fucking south.
Yeah, I think you made a good point there in terms of utilizing your warm-up sets for allowing you to get into the mindset that you need to for that lift as well. Because I think if you're someone who walks into the gym and just slaps on the weight that you're doing for that day, and then you don't actually feel good until your third set in, it's probably an indicator there that you just actually need to take your time warming up.
It reminds me, like, this is such a fucking off analogy, but it's like if you were just to stick it in and there's no foreplay and it's dry and it hurts. That's if you want to understand what training without doing your warm-up sets properly is like, that's what it is. No lubrication, no
Take
geeing
me out
yourself up.
to dinner first, man. Fuck.
Take yourself out to dinner before you fucking slap the weights on.
Yeah. No, that's a good analogy. I do like it. I think it's very accurate. It's just like you gotta get the system working from multiple levels though, right? Because it's like there's your body, like that needs to warm up. Like there needs to be some core body temperature, getting some blood flowing there. Your mindset as well. Like I find as you progress, you become more hyped up. You know, as we call it, the optimal like arousal for that set, and then also just overall like from the nervous system feeling good too. Like your nervous system wakes up, it just starts to fire a little bit more. It's like, you know, it's like when another analogy I can use is like when I was doing like heaps of martial arts. It's like you just walk in and someone's like, dodge this punch. It's like, oh well, fuck, and then it's like, you know, someone like starts warming up, you throw a few punches, you start shadow boxing, and then you get into it and you're like, all right, cool, like I'm ready. My nervous system is like aware, my peripheral vision's aware, and it's like, all right, cool, I can start moving, bobbing and weaving. And I think that's a very similar analogy. It's like, again, if you're not doing the foreplay and you're just going hard in the paint, it's like something's not going to go well.
But on the flip side of that, I think some people can take it too fucking far with a warm up, and
Yeah,
then
100%.
it's like you're foreplaying for 5 hours.
Yeah.
And everyone's fucking over it.
I mean, who's going to complain about that?
I would. I've got shit to do. I'm not here for 5 hours. No, but like I think a lot of people either swing from I'm just walking straight into a session, getting started, or I'm spending half an hour on the treadmill on an incline walk of 5 doing my steps, getting my heart rate up, and then I'm going to do half an hour of stretching, and then it's like, okay, I'm going to do 12 reps with just the bar, and then I'm going to do 12 reps with 30 kilos, and I'm going to do 12 reps with 40 kilos, and then I'm going to start my first set at 50. It's like people I don't think really understand how to taper themselves into that.
Yeah.
And something I always say to my clients, and this is what I do as well, is like as you increase your weight with each warm-up set, you want to reduce the amount of reps you're also doing as well.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to practice your warm-ups for 12 reps every single time you do it. Like the first one, maybe you do 8. Like I would never do more than 8 to 10 reps for like your first warm-up set on a really light weight.
Whether it's like an empty bar or like an
like if
empty leg press or something.
Yeah, if we're talking RDLs, because I know a lot of the girls that are watching would be doing RDLs, because a lot of them are my clients. But it's like, you know, you do 8 reps with just the bar, and then your first set might be 80 kilos, for example. So then you might put 10 on each side, do 40 for 6 reps. Then you might do 50 for 4 reps, 60 for 2 reps, and then start at 70. And that way, like, your body and your mind and your nervous system is adapting to that weight. They're getting a feel for that weight. You've obviously given yourself multiple opportunities to lock in your technique by the time you put 70 kilos on or 80 kilos, whatever, it's not going to feel like the biggest shock to your system, and things are going to move very, very fluid, like seamlessly. There's going to be fluidity with those reps rather than feeling really creaky, unsure, like just like yucky in those sets, or feeling gassed out because you've just done a ridiculous amount of sets to get to that point.
Yeah.
And it's very context as well, with depending on the exercise and the timing of your session as well. Like, you're not doing 7 warm-up sets for your last exercise.
Yeah, I always say first 2 exercises, at least 3 to 4.
Yeah.
And then anything after that, it's like do 1 just to get a feel.
Yeah, and if it's an exercise you, like say towards the back end of the training session, if you are unsure of your technique or your technique is off, then I would say do a couple reps as a warm-up to lock in your technique before going into your sets.
Yeah.
Rather than getting into set 3 and being like, this feels good now. It's like, do a warm-up if you have to.
Yeah, like on my last 2 exercises, it's like I know where that's at. You know what I mean? And you're warm enough, so it's like, you know. And this is the thing. Like most of the time, those exercises at the end is going to be your bicep curls, your lateral raises, those things. So you have a very fair idea, because you're going to run into a ceiling of those exercises very, very quickly, because they're not as strong as something as like your legs. So it's like you're either doing, I mean, if you're a guy, it's like you're doing anywhere between 10 or 20 on a preacher curl, or 20 to 25. And if you're doing a lateral raise, it's like 10 to 15 if you're strong with good technique. So it's like you have an idea of where you're at for that day.
And you don't really need to warm up your nervous system to lift 10 to 15 kilos.
Yeah. And if you've done everything else correctly, you're warm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think as well, like another thing to mention is exercise order. So, you know, what are your bylaws for exercise order?
Priority at the start.
Yeah, I think where a lot of people will fuck that up is it's like, oh, I want bigger glutes, or I want bigger calves, so I'm gonna tack them on to the end of the session. I think it's pretty backwards thinking, because like you're the most fatigued at the end of your session, so it really doesn't make a lot of sense. But I mean, give us your 5 to 10 cents.
Well, it just depends. Like if they have a strength goal and they're like, I want to be better at this certain lift, it's like we put that at the start. If you want to build a certain muscle group, or you want to see more development in a certain area, we put that at the start. And then there might be context to it depending on like how someone moves, you know, if they have any sort of pre-existing injuries, or, you know, certain movements, if that triggers something, like they feel a little bit off in something, it's like, okay, maybe they don't want massive rear delts, but we might put a face pull before a bench press because it warms up their shoulders more.
Yeah.
And then the bench press is technically the priority, but we put that first.
Yeah.
Or like
yeah.
sore knees. So put leg curls before your squat pattern, so that way you feel good going into the squat.
Yeah, and it's like the exercise like that, whether it's the face pull or the leg curl, it's not really going to be demanding enough to cause enough fatigue, or
even like a kickback or a hip extension. It's like not a high fatiguing exercise where it's going to like cook you before going into something like an RDL or a bench press or a shoulder press, whatever, because it's such a small movement anyway.
Yeah, and
loading is not a lot.
Exactly, yeah, 100%. And a lot of the guys who I coach would know that I do like my pec flies before my presses, because like getting that blood into the muscles, like you obviously want to grow the chest, right? So you're doing both. But it's like getting that blood into the muscle and then going into that fly or that press is just, it's a good feeling.
My clients would never know what a pec fly is. I don't even think I have that in my exercise library.
But it would be the equivalent of doing a glute kickback before you do your hip thrust, or your reverse lunge or something. So yeah, no, I think exercise order, yeah, if you want to prioritize something, if you want to grow it, then you need to put it first in the session. Otherwise, it's not to say that putting it at the end of your session is a total waste of time. It's just you're not getting the most out of that.
And I like to look as well, like depending on the type of exercise, like if it is something like a kickback where they're not lifting hundreds of kilos, it's generally an exercise that it's just like reps and like, for lack of a better term, a pump or a bit of the burn. It's like, yeah, put that at the end.
Yeah.
But I'm not putting a fucking RDL at the end of a session. That's something that triggers me when I see that shit on social media. When I see someone doing like something like an RDL or like a pendulum squat as like their final exercise, I'm like, but why?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand some logic behind it. I mean, maybe.
Yeah,
from-
but they're not coaches.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I can tell you right now, if I ask what's the logic behind this, they wouldn't have a fucking clue.
Yeah, for me, it's more so. It's like if you go into a pendulum squat and then you go do a hack squat. Like for me, that doesn't make sense
Yeah.
because you're training the same muscle and the same.
It's a barbell squat into a pendulum squat into a hack squat for me. That makes me want to put fucking forks in my eyeballs, but it's fine.
What are your thoughts on like? Because I do this sometimes, but I'd be curious to get your opinion on doubling up the same exercise in a week.
Sometimes it's got to be done. There's only there's so many exercises in the world, but also like there's so many exercises that you can do really well.
Yeah,
Like-
for me, it's hamstrings.
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
Yeah. It's like you got.
I always
RDL.
preface it. I'm like, you're gonna see lying leg curl probably multiple times within a week, and it's like there's no other way to train your hamstring like this. So unless you have a seated leg curl, and that's your variation.
Yeah, it's like you're either gonna do a seated leg curl, you're gonna do a lying leg curl, you're gonna do an RDL. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just like there's nothing wrong with it. Like I think it just comes down to context, and is there like what's the purpose behind it?
Yeah.
Like
I
if you
agree.
want more hamstrings, then like do what works.
Yeah, well, most guys need hamstrings, man. Like it's like all guys want big.
I need hamstrings.
Most guys want big quads, but it's like you need hamstrings as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, the other thing as well is like there's other hamstring exercises you can do, but who the fuck's doing a reverse naughty curl?
I've had them once in my program.
I think I've had them once, and I was like, yeah, no.
I had them when I was the least trained, the least strong, and had to set up with a barbell and like multiple knee pads under my knee.
Yeah, that's just like not it.
No. I don't even think I can do one now. It's
No, I
like
definitely could not do
it's
one
like
now.
if someone was just to put like a fucking muscle up in your program. It's like who's doing this?
I wonder how many people are searching up what a Nordic curl is right now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like a Nordic curl or like is a GHR.
GHR I can kind of justify though, because if you've got one, it's like it's kind of different, right? Because the shortened positions, like or like the heaviest positions, like right at the top, whereas like with the hip extension, like the heaviest is like kind of in the mid range.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking from like a technique perspective and like understanding. It's like it's a bit more technical. Not a lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah,
are that strong to be able to execute it really, really well. So I feel like you're just going to spend more time trying to get the exercise right to be able to even do it in a way that's going to be assisted.
Yeah,
Than when you
yeah.
could just go jump on a leg curl.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that.
You know what I mean? Jelly bean? Or it's like trying to teach someone that doesn't know how to squat, how to do an overhead squat. It's like you could just do a goblet squat.
Yeah, yeah, that I would agree with. Too.
You know what I mean? Jelly bean?
Yes, I do. But in terms of training, I think that covers a lot of things. I mean, obviously the last thing, but I think we hammer on about that enough is like obviously just the intensity aspect.
Yeah, don't train like a little bitch.
If you're not training hard enough, you're not going to grow. I think it's as simple as that.
And preface, training hard does not just mean slapping a shit ton of weight on. It's like the training hard element comes down to your ability to make the most of every rep, no matter how much weight is on the bar or no matter how much weight you put on the machine.
Yeah, I think there's a real easy way to learn how to train hard. It's just like go and train with someone who trains harder than you. I think that's the easiest way. If you really want to learn how to train hard, go to someone. Like obviously, like go get a coach and stuff like that, and like do a training session with them is another great one. But it's like if you're doing your own programming or your self coaching, whatever, it's like just go train with someone who you know is a maniac, and they'll show you how to train hard without doing like strip sets and drop sets and like actually just taking a normal set to close to failure.
Yeah.
Like I don't think training hard with drop sets is equal to actually training hard. It's like you're just forcing output.
Another thing I like to do to help me with that when I feel like I'm slipping with my intensity, I like to think of like I have someone here. Like if I had like the bodybuilders that I like watch, I'm like if Julia Renee was standing here right now, or if Kenzie was standing here right now, would they call me a little bitch? Or if like even like if Jason was standing there, like if I feel like I'm slipping with that, I will set that intention to be like train as if X person's standing there.
Yeah.
And sometimes I say that to my clients too. I'm like train as if I'm standing there. Like would I let this slide?
Yeah, it's a good way. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. So fucking train harder.
I did, and then I got sick.
Yeah. I did, and then I can't feel my
Jason
legs.
was like, let's not send it so much. I was like, okay.
Yeah, good times.
This weekend, what is doing?
What is doing? We're hanging at my mum's house all weekend, staying there, looking after the kiddos, looking after the doggy. Got posing, gonna train,
Eat, sleep, train, repeat. Gym, tan,
Eat, sleep.
laundry.
and have another high day on Sunday.
Well, I am training with a client on Saturday, and I'm catching up with Giannis Katopoulos on Saturday night, which will be good.
Yeah,
Post-Europe hang-up.
I will be absolutely bogging on the lounge.
Yeah, in that freezing cold place.
Yeah, I'm have to bring lots of layers.
Bring your thermals.
Bring your thermals. This is my emotional support blanket for everyone wondering as well that
Who's actually watching?
who's watching. This has been a godsend for bedtime as well because I'm so cold at the moment.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks has been. I don't even think it's actually cold outside. I've just actually gotten severely colder. Anyway, I think the camera's about to die. So
All right, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching.
bye.